Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. US President Donald Trump has said that he is making a final decision on whether to strike a peace deal with Iran, insisting Tehran must agree never to obtain a nuclear weapon. In a post on Truth Social, Trump has also demanded the immediate reopening of the Strait of Hormuz with no tolls, and called for all naval mines in the region to be removed. Trump has added that ships stranded in the Strait of Hormuz due to an amazing and unprecedented naval blockade would now be allowed to begin heading home. US President Donald Trump has circulated a draft peace agreement on the Iran war among allies, including Israel, as Washington and Tehran try to prevent fresh ceasefire breaches from derailing a possible deal. Trump's cabinet was expected to discuss the proposed agreement on Wednesday. However, Axios reported that the US president said he needed a few more days to think about the deal. The draft shared by Trump is reportedly not very different from the version that has been circulating across the Middle East for several days. Under the proposal, the Strait of Hormuz would reopen to commercial shipping. The US would lift its blockade of Iranian ports, while Iran would gain access to as much as $12 billion in frozen assets. Iran has denied reports that a proposed memorandum of understanding with the United States has been finalized, saying negotiations are still underway and differences remain over some clauses. A source close to Iran's negotiating team rejected reports claiming the document had been completed and was only awaiting official announcement by both sides. According to Iranian media, the source said such reports are not consistent with the facts and that the text has not yet been finalized. The Iranian source said differences still persist over some clauses of the proposed agreement. Iran has also not formally informed the Pakistani mediator that the text of the Memorandum of Understanding has been finalized. US Vice President J.D. Vance has said that Washington and Tehran have made a lot of progress toward an agreement, but several sticking points remain before President Donald Trump can approve a potential memorandum of understanding. Speaking to reporters, Vance said the United States was not there yet with Iran, although both sides were close to a possible agreement. He said Washington and Tehran were going back and forth on a couple of language points and made a lot of progress. He added that it was hard to say exactly when or if President Trump would sign the Memorandum of Understanding. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says intelligence reports indicate Russia is preparing a major new attack on Ukraine. In a statement on Telegram and later in his nightly address, Zelenskyy said Ukrainian defense forces are on alert and ready to respond. He added that the Air Force and air defense units would continue operating around the clock amid the heightened threat. Hamas has warned that Israel's plan to expand its control in Gaza represents what it calls a dangerous escalation in the conflict. The reaction came after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel would increase the territory under its control in Gaza from 53% to an initial 70%. European governments and residents in Gaza have also expressed concern over the potential impact of the move on the ceasefire and humanitarian situation. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has told US Secretary of State Marco Rubio that a ceasefire with Israel is crucial, as Israeli and Lebanese military delegations have met at the Pentagon. According to Al Jazeera, the Lebanese president has stressed the need to exert all efforts to reach a ceasefire, calling it an essential gateway to any further steps. The US military has denied Iranian state media claims that an American aircraft was shot down near Bushehr, saying no US aircraft were destroyed and all American air assets remain accounted for. US Central Command said no American aircraft had been shot down near Bushehr, despite a claim broadcast by Iranian state television. Iranian state TV had reported that Iranian armed forces had shot down an aircraft over the skies of Jam Governorate, located in Bushehr province along Iran's Persian Gulf coast. The US has said it has imposed new sanctions on Iran's military oil trade, even as Washington and Tehran reached a tentative agreement to extend their ceasefire and lift restrictions on shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. The Treasury Department said it had sanctioned 8 vessels involved in transporting Iranian crude oil and petroleum products to global markets. The vessels included the Marshall Islands-flagged oil tanker Flora, the Comoros-flagged crude oil tanker Honkayo, and the Panama-flagged tanker Ilgap. NATO member Romania has said that a drone injured 2 people in a southeastern city during an overnight Russian attack on neighbouring Ukraine. The first time in the war that a drone had hit a densely populated area in Romania and caused injuries. A NATO spokesperson posted on X that the alliance condemned Russia's recklessness and that NATO will continue to strengthen its defences against all threats, including drones. Romanian authorities said the drone hit the roof of a 10-storey block of flats in Galati and caused an explosion. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.sammaa.tv. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.